Hello and welcome to the Department of State's 2021 commemoration of Juneteenth. The first year New Jersey has recognized Juneteenth as a state and public holiday. I'm Tahesha, New Jersey's Secretary of State, and it's my honor to lead a department that works to preserve and expand our understanding of New Jersey's history, including portfolios like the New Jersey Historical Commission and the state's archives. Throughout the year, my colleagues work to make certain that current and future generations have access to, learn, and understand our history and all of the people who lived it. And I'm so pleased to recognize this pivotal moment of American history. When we think of the states known for allowing the enslavement of people, the so-called slave states, the southern states, probably come to mind first, but people were enslaved in New Jersey in 1664, and there were still people enslaved in the state until the 13th Amendment abolished slavery in 1865. In my time as Secretary of State, I've had the opportunity to visit and support sites that are doing the work to tell more of this story. We can see the legacy of slavery and the fight for emancipation throughout our state. Notably, in Camden, you can visit historic markers at the 3 sites where enslaved people were sold at auction during the 1700s. In the state archives, I viewed the birth records of children born to enslaved women in the 1800s. You can also visit the new Harriet Tubman Museum in Cape May, where she lived, worked, and helped people find freedom via the Underground Railroad. And on the itinerary for our state's new Black Heritage Trail, you can learn why Burlington County is known as the cradle of emancipation. This is New Jersey's history, and today we have an opportunity to explore it as we recognize Juneteenth now. I am so pleased to be joined today by Noelle Lorraine Williams, who directs the African American History Project at the New Jersey Historical Commission. Welcome, Noelle. Let's just start off with you telling all of us, what is Juneteenth?
Wow. Thank you very much, Secretary Way, for inviting me to be in conversation with you today. Juneteenth marks a holiday that commemorates when enslaved Blacks in Galveston, Texas, learned that they were in fact freed by President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation 2.5 years earlier. The date was June 19, 1865. Now, the thing to understand about Juneteenth is that it's a day of celebration, but it's also a day of mourning and justice. I would like to feature a quote from a Black woman poet, Frances Ellen Watkins, who wrote a piece about the Emancipation Proclamation called The Deliverance. It was actually written in 1872 and explores the complexity of Juneteenth. When they told us Mr. Lincoln said that slavery was dead, we just poured our prayers and blessings upon his precious head. We just laughed and danced and shouted and prayed and sang and cried. In this way, we get to see how Juneteenth is both a day of celebration and a day of commemoration.